What's up, everybody? My name is Kier, and you are watching The Important Things That Really Matter. Today, we're going to be talking about black men. Start your business now. Black men, start your business now. Part 3. Part 3. All right. And if you have not looked at Part 1, if you have not looked at Part 2, you need to go look at Part 1 and Part 2 now. Part 1 goes into why you need to start your own business. Part 2 goes into how to determine what product or service you want to sell to be able to start your business, okay? Part 3 right now, we're going to go into, Part 3 is going to go into right now how to determine if you have a good product or service to sell. We're going to go into how to determine if you have a good product or service to sell. Now, as I stated before, you want to write down, in Part 2, I already talked about writing everything down that you like to do, things that you love to do, and ask yourself what out of these things, what type of product or service can you sell somebody? All right, you've already done that. Now, in Part 3, we're going to go into trying to determine, do you have a good product or a good service to sell? Now, you can start off by asking your family. Asking your family members is a decent place to start, but not a real good place to start. Because if you have a really good family, let's say, for instance, you have one of those families that's functional, not a toxic family, okay? You got one of those families, if you happen to be in one of those families where the brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and everybody is jealous of you for what you're doing, and they're jealous of you this and jealous of you that, don't ask them nothing. Just totally bypass the family. And even still, even if you have a good family that's not toxic, even if you have a good family that is not toxic, it may not be good to get their opinion on whether you have a good product or service to sell. Well, why is that? Well, if you have a good family, a decent family, your family, a good family, is going to encourage you, going to inspire you, and going to uplift you. That's if you got a good family. If you got a good family, your family's going to encourage you, going to inspire you, and going to uplift you. And so a good family is going to do those three things: encourage you, inspire you, and uplift you. And they'll be like, well, here, mom or dad or brothers and sisters, you talk with all your family members. Do I have a good product or do I have a good service to sell? And if you come from a really good family, they're going to say, oh, yeah, it's great. Even though it may not be that great, but they're going to say, yeah, it's great, because they want to encourage you, they want to inspire you, they want to uplift you. And they may not necessarily give you a true answer because they want to encourage you, they want to inspire you, they want to uplift you. That's what I do, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you that you need to do is listen to your family, but don't listen to your family at the same time, because you may have a good product or service, and if it's a dysfunctional family that you in, they may discourage you because you try to do something with your life and they ain't trying to do nothing. Then again, if you're talking to your family and you come from a good family that is fully functional, a good family, they may encourage you, inspire you, and uplift you, and say, yeah, this is great. Well, they're encouraging you, inspiring you, and uplift you, but they may not necessarily be giving you the right answer because they're trying to encourage you, okay? So they may say, you be like, well, mom, is this cake good? You know, let's say, for instance, you bake cakes and you want to start selling cakes. And you're like, well, mama, is this cake good? And they'll be, oh, yeah, it's great. You know, even though mama knows that the cake is dry, mama knows that the cake, and other family members, they're going to say that the cake is, they may not tell you that your cake is dry. They may not tell you that your cake is just okay and not the best cake in the world. This is the reason why you don't necessarily want to start with your family members. You can start with them, but it may be a good place to start if they are fully functional. But if you're in a dysfunctional family, and there might be some people that might be jealous, and there might be some people that don't want to see you get ahead because they ain't doing enough with their life instead of sitting on their behinds, getting drunk, getting high, and running the street. If that's their priority, they might be jealous of you. So the best way to find whether you have a good product or good service is to test it out on the street. Did you hear what I said? The best way to get a good opinion about your product or service is to test it out on the street. For example, let's say that you have a cake. You can start out by giving samples out to people. Start out by giving samples out to people. Give a lot of samples out. Now, what's the purpose of giving these samples out? Part of giving these samples out to people is to try to get a good opinion on whether you have a good cake or whether it's just okay cake. An okay cake might still sell because there's a lot of people that like sweets. So it might be just okay, but some people still buy it anyway. But so if you have a product, if you got a cake that people are excited about, and you can tell when somebody's excited about it, they'll be like, man, this is good. Oh, wow. Oh, this is good. Yeah, I'll buy one of these. Yeah. And I'll probably keep on buying some. And I'll let you know you got a good product or service. When you out there, you out on the street, you're giving samples to people, give out a lot of samples, and you're supposed to be taking notes. You write down on a piece of paper, what does this person say about the cake? What did this person say about this cake? What does this person say about this cake or product or service that you're selling? What did this person say about your cake? What does this person say about your product? What does this other person say about your product or service that you're selling? You taking all these notes down physically, because you're not going to remember everything. Write the stuff down. Write the stuff down. Write the stuff down, what people are saying about your cake, to be able to determine if you got a good product or service or not. Will they be willing? Ask their opinion about, is your product or service good? Ask their opinion. Tell them. Don't just tell me what you want me to hear. Tell me, is it good or not? Look at the ladies. Look at the men. Talk to both men and women. What do you think about it? And you look at them. You look at what you hear what they say. You also look at their body movements. You look at their facial expressions to see if they're telling you the truth or not. Look at their facial expressions, their body movements, what they tell you will let you know that whether you got a good product or service to sell. And so, like, for example, there's a brother I know that I was saying in the last video. This man makes an absolutely awesome piece of cake. His signature piece of cake is carrot cake. And I'm like, man, this thing is bad. Take this sucker out right now, slice it, put it in one of them clear containers. You could sell this right now. People will buy it, and you will start collecting customers, okay? Told this guy this. Other people have told him this over and over again. People have told this guy this, but he hasn't made a move. He hasn't taken a move because he's scared. He makes the best tasting carrot cake I ever tasted in my life. He makes it even better than women. I'm like, dude, you can take this piece of cake, you can sell this thing. You can sell this today. He has a proven method to know. He already knows he has a good product, which is cakes. He knows this, but he's afraid to take a step because sometimes you can be scared to jump out there and start trying to sell it. I was scared. So whatever your product is, your product could be cakes, your products could be cut pies, your products can be CDs. You take some CDs, give your CDs away to some people and ask their opinion about it. But the people, like if you got a CD, I'm gonna tell you something that you may not know. If you let's say for instance, you're an artist, you put out a CD. I wouldn't even give it to the people that's 25 years and younger. I just noticed from personal experience. People that's 25 years and younger, they're not gonna buy your CD. They're gonna say, yeah, you can give it to me for free, because people that's 25 years and younger, they think they're supposed to steal music or get the music for free, which is basically still stealing music, okay? I wouldn't even listen to none of them people, because they're not trying to buy your CD or not trying to buy your music anyway. They may say, yeah, it's good, give it to me for free. See, many people's parents have not taught them that they're supposed to be supporting other black businesses. Many people have not been taught by their parents to support other black businesses. Many of them haven't been. So a lot of these people out here thinking they're supposed to get your music and stuff for free or steal it. You don't talk to them people that's 25 years and younger, because those are people not even buying your music anyway. You talk to the people that's 25 years and older, because those are people that's gonna buy your music. And so if you happen to be an artist, let's say, I hate to say hip hop, but anyway, because I've heard so much garbage hip hop, so much garbage hip hop. I've heard, and hip hop is about 50, 55 years old right now. So I've heard good hip hop and I've heard sorry hip hop. A lot of the hip hop that's out now is extremely sorry. It's ain't saying much of anything, and it sounds like a lot of the lyrics sound like a second grader wrote the lyrics, okay? You know, talking about stuff that's not even gonna affect the person that's listening to it in some positive way. So you need to take your product and give it to the people, for example, and the people to listen to it to give an example, give samples of your work out to people that's maybe 25 years and older to see what they really think about your music, okay? So if you're a hip hop artist, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have music, you're gonna have to give it away to a lot of people that's 25 years and older, because those are people that's gonna literally buy your music. And then you start taking notes, just like I said before. Take notes on what people are saying about your music. A lot of people the people that's gonna be buying it, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, they don't wanna hear all that damn cussing. They don't wanna hear all that cussing, even though I said damn. They don't wanna hear all that cussing. The people that's gonna buy your CDs don't wanna hear all that cussing. Now the people say, yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, well, that person's saying that's great, he's not gonna buy your CD if he's 25 years and younger. So you give your samples of your work and your music stuff out to people that's 25 years and older, because the people that's 25 years and older believe in supporting different people if you're putting out a good quality product. This is how you determine whether you're putting out a good quality product or service. Put it out there and see what the people say about it. Take notes. Keep on taking notes, what each person says about your music and stuff. All right? Now, like I said before, if you're an artist that's out here and you're doing hip hop and you're doing cursing, people are not gonna buy your music. You're gonna be frustrated as I don't know what, because you're trying to be like some of these other idiots that's out here putting out this garbage music, sound like a second grader wrote the lyrics. There's gonna be, sound like a second grader wrote the lyrics. If you want to be successful, you're gonna have to be an independent artist. You're gonna have to put out lyrics that people are gonna say, yeah, I like the way you said this and how you worded this. I like the way you are flowing with your music. You have some hip hop artists that's out here right now. Some of them, when they're rapping in back of the beat. Some of them rapping in front of the beat. They're in front of the beat and in back of the beat, in front of the beat, in back of the beat. They're not flowing with their music. How can you be a hip hop artist and don't even be flowing with your music? Oh yeah, it's good, release it. Okay, and you got all types of mistakes in your music, okay? You gotta keep all this stuff in mind. The people that's gonna be buying your music are gonna be the ones that's not gonna wanna hear all that cursing. They're gonna be the ones that want you to give them a high quality product. So the packaging's gotta look good. You can't be talking about death and destruction because you wanna try to be like some of these other idiots that's getting the stuff played on the radio, and their music sound like a second grader wrote the music, wrote the lyrics, wrote the music too. This is what I'm telling you about, because you can sit up here and put out a bunch of CDs and you're like, yeah, my project. And you go out here and none of them people buy it. Then you going back to square one. You're going to get discouraged. You're going to want to give up. So first find out what the people want in the music. Now, that's just for the hip hop artists. Now, if you're a hip hop artist and you bring in some nice conscious stuff that's going to affect people in a positive way, encourage people, inspire people, and you're rhyming in time with your music. The people who's putting together music for you is putting together some absolutely awesome stuff, and you ain't saying no stupid stuff, then you'll sell CDs. But if you out here saying stupid stuff, talking about killing people, talking about drug dealing, talking about all this other crazy stuff, talking about being a pimp, talking about, yeah, I like this stuff, I want to do this stuff, yeah. You doing all that stuff is going to do is affect society and your community in a negative way. But if you're a hip hop artist and you bringing out some conscious stuff, you're encouraging people, you're inspiring people, you're bringing out some type of music which is high quality music, that you want these hip hop artists that your stuff is so clean and so conscious and so encouraging, all the other type of stuff that you can go anywhere to perform. Some hip hop artists can only perform on a stage in this big city somewhere because you got all this cussing. You can't perform in church. You want to be an artist that you can perform anywhere. You can perform in church and people will encourage you, inspire you, uplift you, and will support you and buy your stuff if you're putting out good stuff. But if you're one of these artists that's putting out a bunch of garbage, You ain't gonna go nowhere. If you're a singer, if you can really sing, you've been singing for years and you can really sing, there's a lot of people that will support you and buying your music. If you're a singer and you can really sing and you can really write some good lyrics and you got somebody putting together some really, really good music compositions, not just beats. You got somebody putting together some music compositions. You put your stuff together, put together 2 or 3 tracks, release it to the public, give it to them for free, the people that's 25 years and older, and ask them what they think about it. Ask them what they think about it. And mainly ask strangers. Mainly ask strangers what they think about it.